What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams with The Distance. I'm here to give you my post-fight video for Malignaggi vs. Diaz, which took place last Saturday. Overall, it was a good matchup, but at the same time, I didn't really see much difference from the first matchup. But in this matchup, the best man won. I think Malignaggi won at least one more round, one or two more rounds than the first fight. But then again, in the first fight, there were rounds that could have gone either way, and in this matchup, there were a couple rounds that could have gone either way, but probably one a little more decisive than the last fight. But onto the matchup. The first four rounds I gave to Malignaggi. Clean punches, ring generalship. He moved around the ring and he stayed out of exchanges, didn't exchange with Diaz. Diaz wanted Malignaggi to exchange with him, as you could tell in the fight, and Malignaggi stayed on the outside, which was what he did best. He stayed on the outside. He doubled up his jab. Actually landed a lot. He landed very accurately in the beginning of the matchup, and Diaz, didn't really have an answer in the first four rounds. So the first four rounds I gave to Malignaggi. In the first round was a bit entertaining. We did get to see Malignaggi showboat to the fans, which was interesting because he did get booed coming out, and the fans just started to cheer him and stuff. But Malignaggi, the first four rounds controlled the matchup. He didn't give Diaz a chance to get on the inside or come forward. There were times I thought Malignaggi did make Diaz look like a fool in the first four rounds, by just simply outboxing him, using his jab, and not simply circling around the ring, but he was a bit flat-footed. He wasn't really on his toes and moving around and stuff, but he did a lot of movement necessarily, but he wasn't really on his toes. He was kind of just walking around and moving and not giving Diaz a target, because Diaz likes to come straight forward, and Malignaggi in the first four rounds just basically wasn't a stationary target. Didn't stand there and trade with Diaz. So I did get the first four rounds of Malignaggi. The fourth round could be a bit debatable. The fifth round I gave to Diaz. Diaz kind of got into a little rhythm in the fifth round. In the fifth round, Juan Diaz did land kind of a flurry and kind of got a few shots in. I think he did outland Malignaggi in the fifth round. So I did get the fifth round to Diaz. Diaz came forward. Malignaggi kind of fought his fight a little bit for a while. The sixth round was a Diaz round till Malignaggi stunned him with the right hand, and it was a surprising. It surprised me. It even surprised Paulie in the match, because Paulie hasn't been in that position in a long time. Hadn't had a knockout since 2003. So surprisingly he didn't finish off Diaz, but it was a Diaz round till Malignaggi stunned him. And I thought Malignaggi should at least try to finish him off, but he didn't. I guess because of his hand problems. Who knows? Seventh round I gave to Malignaggi. Eighth round I gave to Malignaggi. Just on ring generalship, and he did. I believe he did outland him in those rounds. Ninth round I gave to Diaz, because Diaz, came forward and Malignaggi kind of fought his fight again. And 10th round was a round that actually was a Diaz round until I believe the knockdown. But at the same time, I scored a 10-9 instead of a 10-8, because it wasn't really a legit knockdown. Because I really don't think the glove hit the canvas at all. So I did score it a 10-9. Because Diaz was winning. I believe Diaz was winning the round. And all of a sudden, and on top of that, it was a round that could have gone either way, of course. Malignaggi really wasn't working, but at the same time, Diaz was trying to press the action. So I was giving him the 10th, and then the knockdown occurred. And then 11th round, Malignaggi kind of took the round off, and didn't really fight that round. So I did give it to Diaz. We saw Paulie showboating and talking to Max Kellerman. It's kind of reminiscent of the old Floyd Mayweather fight when he was talking to the commentators. So I did give the 11th round to Juan Diaz, And the 12th round was kind of a toss-up round. I did give to Malignaggi. I gave Malignaggi the final round. So overall, I had 8-4, similar to what the judges had, and just based on ring generalship and clean, effective punching. Because, and on top of that, in this matchup, there really wasn't a such thing as clean, effective punching, but I think it's more just clean punching. Paulie outlanded him. He threw more. He didn't land at a higher percentage, but at the same time, he outlanded him. He was the ring general. He just outboxed him, stayed on the outside in the rounds he won. Controlled the matchup with his jab. Controlled it with his movement and stuff. So overall, it was a great matchup. I hope to see Malignaggi in a big matchup following this, so we could see Paulie Malignaggi in another big match and see him on the main stage again. See if this new trainer knows really what it is for him, or what the problem was for him with Buddy McGirt and Juan Diaz. Who knows? Because as mentioned on the show, he was beaten three times by, or necessarily 4 times, in three different ways. So, beaten on the inside by Nate Campbell, counterpunched by Juan Manuel Marquez, and outboxed by Paulie Malignaggi. But overall, good matchup for Malignaggi. Congratulations to Malignaggi. I scored 116-112. I didn't give Malignaggi an extra point from the knockdown, but because it wasn't legit, so it was 116-112 on my card. But overall, good fight. But anyway, that was Distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.